Hello, people, and welcome to the Underneath the Hat podcast. I am your host, Cherie Simmons. Um, so these last couple of weeks, I have been sharing with you my journey of recovery from my hysterectomy. So I've been sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly of my hysterectomy recovery, and this is week 6. Whew, it's been 6 weeks. So, for those that don't know the backstory as to how I became a 38-year-old who needed a hysterectomy, you can check out my book. It's That Size for a Reason, which is available on Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. You can also check out my other book, Underneath the Hat. So if you just type my name in, Cherie Simmons, to Amazon, both the books will pop up. But this book definitely gives you the background as to how I came to needing a hysterectomy 6 weeks ago. So this is week 6 of the recovery, and a lot has happened this week. I had a lot of my appointments this week as I prepared to go back to work. So I had to turn in my return to work papers for CPS so that I can go back on the suggested date of June 3rd. And so I scheduled all of my appointments. Now, for those that may recall, I told you that I was having this pain since the surgery. I've been having this pain in my left thigh. It's like a numbing pain. It feels like when you have restless leg syndrome, you sit too long, your leg falls asleep, that numbing pain you get. So I've been having it since the surgery. And when I went and told my doctor about it at my post-op 2 weeks after the surgery, she said it had to do with the nerves that were disrupted during the surgery, and that it should pass. Well, it hasn't. It has actually traveled from the middle of my thigh to now the outer part of my thigh. So because I was concerned that it could be blood clots, they scheduled an ultrasound. It's called a venous, like vein, OUS. So a venous duplex ultrasound. So I went in for that on Monday. It was actually a walk-in appointment. So I went in that morning, and I noticed that when she was doing the ultrasound on my left leg, once she got to my bottom leg, she started squeezing it. And so I asked her, I said, why did you have to squeeze my leg? She said it helps to get the blood circulating. And I noticed that she didn't go on my outer thigh where the pain was. And she said, well, it's a vein ultrasound and your veins run on your inner thigh. So that's why she only did the ultrasound on the inner thigh and not where the pain was. But they did rule out blood clots. So thank God I don't have any blood clots. So after I left that appointment on Monday, I then had to go, that was at Christ. I then had to leave there and go to Orland for my other 2 appointments. So I had 2 appointments there with my primary care physician and my cardiologist. So I went, and they were both, one was upstairs, one was downstairs, and they were right after each other. But my primary care physician was taking too long. So I left and went down to my other appointment where I was paying a copay. So I'm about to spend my money, and I missed the appointment. So I went down there, and he has me taking my blood pressure every now and then. So I brought my blood pressure machine with me so I can tell him what my blood pressure has been. And it's still been high, but that could have to do with the fact that my medication ran out about a week ago. And normally Walgreens bugs me with text messages and phone calls to let me know that it's been refilled, but that didn't happen. So I assumed, okay, I didn't have to take it. So he refilled it for the next 3 months. And I was under the impression that he was replacing the one I was on a month ago with the new one. But I misunderstood. I should have been taking both of them. So now I have to take 2 blood pressure medications. He said he feels that once I start doing my CPAP machine, which I spoke about last week from the sleep study, then that will help with bringing my blood pressure down. So I should be getting the machine in a couple of days. If not, I'll call the number that they gave me to check to see when it's coming. But yeah, I'm on 2 blood pressure medications. I was explaining to him the feeling that I was having in my left thigh, and he said that it's neuropathy. So I looked up this it's called femoral neuropathy. And what it is wait, let me look it up. You know us, we always look up stuff and end up diagnosing ourselves. It's a femoral nerve dysfunction. It occurs when you can't move or feel part of your leg because of damaged nerves, specifically the femoral nerve. This can result from an injury, prolonged pressure on the nerve, or damage from a disease. In most cases, this condition will go away without treatment. So that is what he said that it was. It was neuropathy. So my nerves have been damaged or disturbed, like the lady said. But I still have to sleep with my leg elevated. Even sitting here now, it's stinging a little, and it's starting to get worse as the weeks pass, which is why I was so concerned and asked for them to do something, and which is why they gave me the ultrasound on Monday to rule out blood clots. But now that I know what it is, it's still painful to sleep. It's painful. I have to prop my leg up, and then when I sleep, I have to sleep on my left side because when I put pressure on it, then it doesn't hurt. So I'm able to go to sleep. Even when I walk, if I sit for a long period of time and then get up and walk, it hurts, it stings. And like I said before, it's moved from the middle of my thigh to now my outer thigh, which is what really made me think it was a blood clot, because I knew blood clots travel. And so it's in a it's in a different location now. So I don't know. But it's hard to walk and sleep and even sit for long periods of time. So he was at least able to give me a diagnosis of it. So after I left him, I came home and my primary care provider called me because I left her with the return to work papers. And she filled out everything on there, and I asked for me to return, but with restrictions because of this neuropathy. Like it hurts to walk. And I know when I go back in this classroom for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to have to walk around. I'm going to have to walk stairs. So yeah, she put it in for restrictions. So I reached out to accommodations, and they said that I had to fill out the form again. I originally had accommodations during the pandemic because of my hypertension, which I still seem to have because I'm still on this medication. But yeah, now with the femoral neuropathy, I'm waiting for that paperwork to come in from her so that I can send it off to the accommodation. So I have until next Friday to turn everything in before they consider it a no call, no show on the 3rd. So I'm hoping that she says she faxed it over on Monday. So, and then that she will mail it off to me. So when I get the original, then I will send it off to the ADA. So hopefully that comes this weekend. If not, I'll ask her to fax it to me, and then I can go ahead and get this taken care of. Other than that, I'm feeling good. I feel much better as far as the pain in my abdomen. I've started my diet of no fried foods, which is my Achilles heel. No fried foods, no juice, no sugar. So that's what I've been doing. It's supposed to be no bread, but I need a sandwich or something. So look, yeah. And then next week, I was going to start my exercise this week, walking the path. But with all these appointments, I had 3 appointments Monday. My dog had appointments Tuesday. Yesterday, I just didn't feel like being bothered because I was tired. Now my other leg is cramping and hurting. I'm limping. I don't even know why. And so that's why I didn't broadcast this episode yesterday, because I was just tired. So I'm going to start back on Monday of walking the path 3 days out the week with my weights and going from there. So we shall see. My new weight is 221 pounds from my appointment on Monday. So my goal is to get to 200. That's my goal, to get to 200. So I'm going to take it slow and do what I need to do. So along with the CPAP and the weight loss, hopefully I can get off the CPAP, because that's what the nurse told me. Weight loss is what, being too heavy is what contributes in most instances to you having sleep apnea. So me losing weight and changing my diet and the fibroids being gone and just a lot of stuff being taken care of now, I'm just going to wait to see how all of this plays out. I will say this has been a very interesting time for me. I don't know what it is about how God works with me, but he has to sit me down because I'm very busy. I do a lot. If you ask anybody that knows me, they say you do a lot. So he tends to use these surgeries to sit me down. But even when I'm sitting down, he's showing me new ideas and new things he wants me to do once I am recovered. So I'm actually preparing now for a very important interview that I will have on Monday afternoon. That is going to catapult me into a new realm of education. So I'm excited about that. And I'm ready for it. I wasn't ready 7 years ago. I was ready for the position I was in administration 7 years ago. I just didn't have confidence in myself that I can go past that. And now God has shown me you're ready. You're ready to go to the next level in administration. So I have my interview Monday. I'm excited. I'm ready. The devil tried to creep in and discourage me these last 2 days. But God told me, I brought you to this point. I told you that this is what you were going to be. So I'm going to need you to block out all the noise. And like I always tell you all on here, the devil doesn't rob an empty bank. A burglar doesn't rob an empty bank. So the fact that he's trying to creep in means that it's time for me to be catapulted to that new level. And he's trying to prevent me from getting there by trying to sow seeds of doubt. So I rebuke that, Lord, because I'm ready. I'm ready. But one thing that also has happened from doing these podcasts and vlogs is I always say one person's testimony is another person's breakthrough. And I found out this week from someone that I work with who's actually going through some of the same things that I've been going through. Um, she let me know that because of me sharing my story with her, it gave her the confidence to be able to do the surgery herself. So for everyone out there that's afraid to tell your story, you're afraid of what people may say, you're afraid of what people may think, is somebody out there, even if it's one person, there's somebody out there that needs to hear your story, that needs to hear that they're not alone, that they can survive whatever it is that they're going to. Don't be ashamed. God chose you for a reason to go through what you went through. It may have hurt. You may have felt like you weren't going to make it through, but you did. And because you did, it's your responsibility to help somebody else. Even if you didn't get the help, it's your responsibility to help somebody else. And so I'm just glad that she was able to do what needs to be done to take care of herself. And I'm glad that I was able to allow God to use me to help her down her journey. So I may not get a lot of views on YouTube, and I'm not doing this for that. This whole purpose of this podcast is to shed light on different things that we've dealt with, different hurts that we've dealt with, and underneath the hats, all of the hats that we wear as men and women, and hearing from other people that have dealt with it too, so that we can become better. And I truly believe that this podcast has done that. And I'm glad about it. I'm glad that I was able to be a vessel in order to help other people along the way. So, next week will be my final episode of season 2. This has been season 2. I need a break. I talk about self-care on here all the time. Self-care is not selfish. I've been doing this since January. Has it been since January? I think so. I've been doing all these episodes. Let me check. Yeah, I like to be thorough, tell the truth when I'm talking. But I think I've been doing all of these since January. Let me check. Sure have. January 27th was the first time that we did an episode. So I've been doing these every week since January 27th. Yeah. Every week since January 27th. And so I need a break. I got a lot of stuff coming up. And I'm starting to wrap up all of the stuff that I'm doing in order for me to embark on these next ventures. So next week is a very important week. It's the end of season 2. And I'm going to be speaking about something that is very important and is going to, I'm going to reveal some things about situations that I've been going through lately that I've been very hush about. So a lot is going to be revealed next week. And I think I'm going to post it because something important is happening Thursday. And so I want to make sure that I'm able to announce that before, during my last episode. So this next last episode of season 2 probably won't post until Friday. Once I know for sure that what's supposed to happen Thursday happens, because it's going to be a part of the topic that I'm going to cover, which is called boundaries. How important are boundaries? And so I'm going to shed some light on some things, talk about some things that have been going on with me pertaining to boundaries. So this last episode of season 2 for next week will not be posted until Friday. So before I go, as you can see, I have on my Young Ladies at All Times shirt, which is my organization, my mentoring program. You can find us on our website, youngladiesataltimes.com. We're also on Facebook. Look up Young Ladies at All Times. I started this program 4 years ago, 2017, February. And since then, I have helped over 50 girls to improve themselves academically, emotionally, socially, physically. And we are wrapping up our spring cohort 2021. We've been going virtual since the pandemic. And I'm so excited because this Saturday will be our celebration as we close out our spring cohort. And so I have 4 young ladies that I've been working with over these past 6 weeks. And I'm just excited to see what they're going to become. I'm excited for this party that's about to happen. This is our first time doing anything in person since we went virtual. We actually had a cohort that was scheduled to start March 2020, the week before the pandemic. And we had our first meeting a week before, and then we shut down for a couple of months. And then God was like, you can still do this virtually. And so we picked it back up and went from there. So this is the 3rd cohort we've done virtually since the pandemic. So check us out on Facebook. Check us out on our website. Once we get all our pictures and things from our cohort celebration on Saturday, I'll post those on our Facebook page and get them updated on our website. But I'm just excited for being able to work with these young ladies and show them how to carry themselves as such in all facets of their life. And I am so thankful to my board of directors and to all of the women who have over these 4 years sown into these girls by sharing their testimony, sharing their careers, sharing advice to them on how to carry themselves as young ladies. And I've been able to see firsthand how the things that they have learned over the 6 weeks has helped them to be better girls. And so I just want to thank everybody for supporting young ladies at all times. Also, thank you all for supporting Underneath the Hat, whether you bought a book or you tuned in or you told somebody about the podcast or you've been to one of my events. I want to thank you, thank you, thank you. Everything that I do, I don't get paid for any of this. This is because God told me to go and I went. And he has been blessing me ever since. He has been blessing me ever since. Because Lord knows this is not something that I like to do. Talks to the people. Okay. But I followed his word and he hasn't failed me yet. So I'm going to keep working with young ladies at all times. I'm going to keep doing Underneath the Hat. And when the new season starts sometime in the fall, because I'm going on vacation. Okay. I already got my first one planned for my birthday, July 3rd. And on July 8th, I'll be out the country, living my best life. But when we start the new season 3, in the fall, I'm going to be reaching out to some people. So if you're interested in sharing your story, whatever your story is, I'm going to keep it open. This season, we focused on hurt. Truth Hurts was our series. We talked about church hurt. We talked about family hurt. So we delved into lots of topics and issues within those 2 realms and had guests on, which you can view those previous episodes on the YouTube channel. And just to hear from other people sharing their stories was uplifting to myself and the people who watched it. So if you're interested in sharing your story, whatever it is, this is a non-judgment zone here. Now, it may be some stuff I don't understand, and I'm going to ask some questions. But don't be afraid to come on and share. So if it's something you want to share, something you want to talk about, email me at underneaththehat@gmail.com. So that way I can start mapping out season 3. And I'll let the viewers guide season 3. What do you all want to talk about? So whatever your interest is, whatever story you want to share, go ahead and email us that topic at underneaththehat@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to check out my books. Just put my name in, Cherie Simmons, Amazon, wherever books I sold. Pick these up. They're very enlightening, very entertaining, especially underneath that. So I'm just excited for what's to come. I'm excited that we've done 2 seasons already. Time goes by fast when you're doing what you're being told to do. So again, I want to thank you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe and like on YouTube, the Underneath the Hat podcast. Share with someone else. Also, we're on all other podcast platforms: Anchor, Overcast, Spotify, Apple, Google, Breaker, and Pocket Cast. So if you can view us, you can always listen to us on those podcast platforms. So check us out, share them with someone so that we can continue to let people know that one person's testimony is another person's breakthrough. Again, I want to thank you all so much for supporting me. We got one more show before we close out season 2, and I am so excited for what's getting ready to happen. I'm excited for where God is about to take me and you. And as I always say at the end of every episode, remember to take care of yourself underneath the hat. I will see you next week for our final episode of season 2.